Hey everyone, Maryann here, Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are you wherever you are in the world when you're watching? A huge shout out to you. Okay, so we've got a lot to get through today. Before I start, the decks I will be using we're going to do an energy reading. I think it's time for that. And we're going to use the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. I'm also then going to use the Radiant Wilds Tarot, and then this one that I haven't used for a long time, and that is 78 Tarot Mythical Tarot of the Legendary by 81 different artists from around the world. I think it's sort of time to celebrate the art. So many decks now are being produced with AI, and so they come out looking stupendous, don't they? But they're literally an algorithm of words punched into a computer to give you an image. And as I understand it, AI images can't be copyrighted. So if you are choosing tarot, look for ones that have either been illustrated artwork by the tarot deck or oracle deck artist, or a graphic or a reader working with a graphic designer, old school graphic designer who's not going to be using AI to generate images. All right, let's get started. There's a lot of problems I foresee with AI, but it's one, and the reform hasn't, or reform, it's not even reform, it's legislation to safeguard, to put some safeguards up, just hasn't kept pace with the development of AI. And there are now a proliferation of ads, get this software and create your resume that will, basically, they don't say fool the employer, but make you look fantastic. Well, the problem then comes, it might get you to interview stage, but if you can't back that up, well, but there's just so much around AI. I'll do a special deep dive. In the meantime, though, let's look at our energy reading. I'm just going to ask, can Ukraine win? If so, when? I'll just draw yearly cards. Can they get into the EU and NATO? They're actually still in talks regarding the EU. I saw something from President Zelensky. For those that say, oh, well, Ukraine's just going to become, as bad as the next person. Well, no. I looked at photos the other day of them destroying all their Soviet-era arsenal of weapons, to try and get into NATO and find favour with the West. Ukraine has no desire. Ukraine wants to be just like other European countries. That's where their heart and their soul and everything about the Ukrainians lie. They just want to be a part of Europe. And of course NATO eventually. Well, we'll see. Also, have you noticed Melania and Trump's family has been very much absent? We'll look at Where is Melania? That cartoon, Where is Wally? And you had to try and find Wally in amongst a sea of people. Well, it's a bit like that, except we can't even find Melania. Some say she's gone to Europe for the summer with her son Baron. But anyway, look, let's just introduce a light-hearted subject and look at Melania. A lightweight subject. Okay, Meadows, will his case be transferred to federal court? That decision's up, I think, in another day or not, or so. We can look at that. And I looked at, on my Random Sage podcast, I looked at which was out last Monday. Will the Republican Party ever split with Trump? And what that reading suggested was that they would, when he no longer could stand for president, and possibly when, because I do see the disqualification under the 14th Amendment for either committing or aiding or attempting sedition or coup, does eventually go to SCOTUS. When he's ruled out, which would explain everything I've seen clairvoyantly, the Republican Party will drop him like a hot potato. I've seen years ago that Trump would start a third party And so if the Republican Party does that, then he'll take his Magas and off he'll go. But anyway, they're questions to see how much we get through today. Alrighty. I know I have a big wish list and then I get halfway down it. So let's get started on the energy reading. We all need a reading, because everything, even me sitting here talking to you, you watching this, your thoughts, your words, everything at the base of it all is energy. The energy we create, the energy we put out there, and also the energy that we attract back to us. Okay, so let's have a look at the global energy. Let's just aim big. Global energy, please, Spirit. What can you show me about the energy around the world? Generally, at this time, an underlying thread, freedom, liberation, I think is a common one, no matter where you sit. Okay, flow. That's interesting. Going with the flow, flowing. Emotions also, creating through emotions. We'll leave that one out. That wanted to come out. Very much a water energy here. So emotions. What's in our hearts? Are we deciding? Are we deciding what's in our hearts? Certainly we're having lots of moral compass type scenarios play out. Where's your moral compass? The big lie, I looked at that on my podcast last week. The big lie, what's the trajectory of the big lie? The rainmaker, well, yeah, okay, so, the rainmaker. It's interesting, we've got, climate change aside, the flooding aside, the hurricanes aside, in Florida again, this is sort of like an outpouring of emotional energy, which is cleansing. It can be violent, can flow in a way that can be destructive, but it also can flow after the storm gently, and a cleansing, have a cleansing aspect. Okay, everything is energy. It's all about emotions at the moment. Show me global. Okay, and we get heart of the sky. Exactly. That's, wow, thank you, Spirit. That's exactly what I was saying. That beautiful cards, and whew, thank you. I'm just getting a lot here. So we get the flow, the water, and this is 2.0. Maybe we're doing unity, maybe we're doing relationships 2.0 again, coming up with something better as a result of any sort of, I guess, things that are happening across the world, the issues that we're confronting. There's a creation aspect to this card. And then we get the rainmaker. So we're actually number 42 again, foundational work, and 2 again, which is relationships and unity. We're creating these situations to determine what's in our heart, our moral compass, heart of the sky, and again 24. So look at that numerology, 20, 42 and 24, and of course 42 and 24 are reversed but still add up to 6, which is healing. And the heart of the sky, deciding very much what's in our hearts. Our moral compass is determined, believe it or not, by our emotions. When I say our emotions, our beliefs, our values, they all sit in that heart chakra. It's a direction that we take things in. So globally, that's what we're working out. Okay, what's underneath the pack? I didn't look. Lightning. Well, that would figure, wouldn't it? Lightning, and that's Uranus in Taurus energy. We're also working these shamanic cards, which means that we're also working out our earth and caring for our earth and our future on this earth. Again, our heart, what's in our hearts. The Earth Keeper, there you go. Oh gosh, fire. And the smoky mirror. reflecting back to us. I wanted to say when I started this energy reading, it's like climate change is a reflection of our energies. And there we go. Okay, that's at the base of the pack. I hope that we get it right. All right. I hope that we decide where our moral compass lies. Do we have a heart or don't we? Are we going to fight for those values of compassion, love, peace, kindness, do unto others as they do unto you? We're going to fight for that. All right, let's look at the tarot now. I think we're engaged in a fight for peace. I know that's a terrible anomaly, isn't it? But that's what's happening now. Okay, so the cleansing, the storm, and then the cleansing. Okay, so where will we start? We'll start with some of these questions around criminal defendant Trump. Mark Meadows, federal trial. Yes, I want to say I did get it right. Thank you for those that validated that reading where I said that the DC judge, would not go on January the 2nd, but wouldn't be far away from that. It would be in the new year, sooner rather than later. Okay, so thank you for those that keep track. It's very helpful for me. Okay, so I tend to keep track of when I'm wrong, but I don't keep track of when I'm right. That's just how I am. Okay, so because being wrong matters more than being right. Okay, so all right, let's go. Meadows, federal court. Will he get his Georgia case? Of course, it will still be Fonnie Willis. She'll still be handling. It'll still be a state crime, RICO crime, but it would be heard in the federal court, which will give them a wider jury and some other benefits. If Meadows goes, then a lot of the others may go as well to federal court. So I hope this doesn't occur. On the other side of the slate, Meadows' testimony, he took the stand, was terribly damning to himself and to others. All right, well, Meadows' trial, will the judge approve, grant Meadows his request to have his trial in the federal court? Will Meadows' trial be heard in the federal court? Somebody, Three of Swords, no. I just saw somebody being, honestly, I just getting so many like Civil War type energies here. It's almost like a reincarnation of all of that era, in everything, really, the racism included. I just saw him underneath the bus, literally. Three of Swords, it's a no. It's a heartbreak. It's a no. Let's see what else is here. Five of Pentacles is a loss. I probably don't need to go much further. The two signifier cards are pretty terrible. It's a loss for him. And look at him walking away through that, it's almost like he's there and then he's gone. The Two of Wands, he will appeal it, obviously, something that comes to fruition in time. In the past, we have the Ten of Wands. There's just so much baggage that he's carrying. There's just so much evidence. On the stand, he incriminated himself. In the sky, we get the Ten of Pentacles. That can be legacies, can also be money, big money as well. Nine of Cups in the immediate future, so there's some kind of wish fulfillment here. The Four of Cups, disappointed, so I don't think he's going to get it, but I do feel he's going to appeal. The Ace of Cups here, he's really looking for an out, isn't he? He's really looking for an out. Ace of Cups, emotion, new starts. The Ace of Swords in the hopes and fears that the truth will out, and we get the Three of Pentacles. So it goes to an appeal court is what this is saying. We get logic and the law, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. That's interesting, 2 queens. Is the appeal court going to be 3 people sitting on it? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I think this judge says no, and then it goes to an appeal court. If he gets it, the Lovers, Trump's looking for it. But we do get loss here, giving and receiving help, holding back information and justice. And the Hanged Man pausing. So they're still looking to slow everything down. So can he appeal it? Because it looks like that's what he's going to do. So even on appeal, if that's the case, is he successful? Is Meadows successful on appeal? All right, Queen of Swords comes up again. We get division, divided. We get the Sun turned upside down. I don't read reversals. Someone asked the other day, but I don't. I do clarifications. Unless they fall out like that, then I'll keep it as a reversal. Anything that I feel needs to be clarified is clarified. Page of Cups, an offer of some sort, a surprise. Nine of Swords, anxiety and an inevitability. The Hermit, isolation, illusion and delusion. Show me this inevitability. Yeah, I'm not sure that he is granted on appeal. I think that maybe in the appeals court, if it does go to appeal, yeah, maybe you get a couple of judges saying no and one saying yes, or the reverse. But I don't think, well, let's just one step at a time. I don't think this federal judge says yes, but it looks like there is a win. Well, he does get something later on down the track. All right, let's have a look at it. If it can go to appeal, I think that's where it's headed. Okay, so I'm also getting Trump. This will be exactly what Trump will try as well. And, you know, he may be successful. However, it's still a state prosecution and conviction, which he cannot pardon himself for. Okay, so let's have a look at Melania. Where are you? Where's Melania? Why isn't she with her partner in name only? I don't think that's a fairly loveless marriage. I think they went their separate ways a long time ago. Melania knew what she was getting into when she hopped into bed with him, so to speak. But I feel that he's got something on her and won't let her go while ever he's got political ambitions. And so I think there's some kind of agreement that they stay together while ever he's in that political arena. But I don't feel there's any love lost there on her part, at least. Where's Melania? Okay, let's just ask. Will Melania divorce? Does Melania want to divorce criminal defendant Trump? Does Melania want to divorce criminal defendant Trump? She's in the sun somewhere, so she could have gone to Europe. She could even, oh my God, she's embracing someone. She could even have somebody else. Maybe that's part of the agreement, that she does have somebody else. Does Melania want to divorce criminal defendant Trump? Some of the images, honestly. Three of Swords, heartbreak, betrayal, and the Seven of Wands, defending oneself, standing her ground. The Nine of Wands, yeah, that's about the energy. Boundaries. There's a lot of distance between her and him. And, yeah, as I said, she knew what she was getting into, but the star card is in the past, so she's lost hope. The Ten of Cups is in the sky, families. Maybe she stays with him. Maybe this is part of the agreement with Baron. Queen of Pentacles. Maybe she gets everything she needs. Doesn't want for anything. But at the base here and now, she's incredibly anxious and alone. The Page of Pentacles, walking away, with less than what she wanted to? Does she want to divorce him? 7 of Cups. Part choices. It's like she's boxed in. There's no good choices left to her. 9 of Pentacles. Yes, she does, and she wants a big settlement. 4 of Wands. Look at that. The home. Motherhood, the home, and 3 of Cups, celebrations. Yeah, she does. She does want to, absolutely. And the Queen of Wands, she's always had this planned. Isolation, 5 of Wands, obstacles and challenges. The Mother, yeah, no. She stayed together with him for the money, to fulfill this agreement for Baron's sake. To basically run her own race. If she does, he won't interfere with anything. She has what she needs, but she wants out. That was pretty clear from those cards. Okay. So Donald Trump's presidential aspirations, as well as his marriage, are indeed going to hell in a handbasket. All right, eventually. All right, so let's have a look at one more for Trump. I did see that he would start a new party. That would be after the GOP finishes with him. He'd have to have a way still of grifting. Okay, will Trump ever start? Criminal defendant Trump, if he lives that long, if he's around that long. His son as well, Donald Trump Jr. Will they ever start a new party? Will the Trumps ever start a new party? I'll try and blow up the old one first. Okay, so the 10 of Wands. It's a heavy load they're carrying. And the King of Swords because of the prosecutions, yeah. Some things are just inevitable. Their demise is inevitable. The 8 of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves. It's pretty terrible cards. The past is the Sun card, but it's in the past. It's like their day is kind of done. We do have hope in the sky. Let's see what else we've got. The Page of Swords. Well, that's kind of like the spy in the camp. It's like, I mean, these images are really interesting, aren't they? She has a flower for a head. Like you can't see her face. The Queen of Cups. This is something being let out of the bag. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady progress with money. Strength is in the hopes and fears. So once their strength is gone, what happens to them then? And then we get the King of Wands as the outcome, stepping forward to a new start. I guess here's the answer, guys. Ace of Swords, the truth. A lot in that reading, but you want me to cut to the chase. Well, the truth, obviously, is out. Their day in the sun is been and gone. The only hope they've got of grifting, once Trump loses his power, can no longer run for president, whatever, they drop him like a hot potato. And he actually does take his supporters and form a new party. Now, whether it's him in conjunction with Don Jr., whatever, the threat that he's always held over the Republicans, he will. But it's the kind of minority that he's taking away with him at the end of all of this. All right, let's get on to Ukraine. Might change decks now. I like reading on Ukraine. My last reading suggested that they would have an uptick, or confirmed that they would have an uptick. They got very good cards, and they are. They sent drones into Russia to attack strategic drones. I think they manufactured themselves in Ukraine into Russia. One went 700 kilometers, and they hit all these strategic targets. Now remember the long range oh, thank you, that was a lovely orb. The long range, yeah, we're doing good work when we support Ukraine. The long range forecast for Ukraine was that they would win this. It's a high cost, absolutely, a high cost to Ukrainians and Russians, and that ultimately Putin's removed through he's not removed by assassination, but he is assassinated. Okay, so also I want to say that handbasket image I got of Prigozhin, if he wasn't on that plane, which is what I kept picking up, he might have been. I literally saw body parts in the basket, and I don't know what all that's about, but that is what was in the basket. So Prigozhin could have been murdered and dismembered before he even got on that plane. Okay. All right, let's... these were fake... fake people on the plane, and he's still alive. But I don't think that he actually died in the plane. And yes, this was Russia confirming DNA. So please don't quote Russia as a source of your information. Okay, let's have a look at... all right, Ukraine for the win. Ukraine for the win. Ukraine for the win. Ukraine for the win. Yeah, gosh, moving forward. I'm just seeing them all with their shields up, pushing forward into territories. Their counteroffensive is finally they're going to move pretty quickly, taking territory now. But let's look. Can Ukraine win this? Push Russia out of their territory and win against Putin? Can Ukraine win against this invasion of their sovereign lands? Can Ukraine win against Putin and this invasion of their sovereign lands? Okay, so we're getting Two of Wands. So be patient, something coming to fruition in time. Okay, we get Temperance and Moderation. These are all beautiful, beautiful yes cards, beautiful energies. Remember, everything is energy. Moderation comes in time. Healing comes in time. And we get the Seven of Wands, absolutely defending themselves, standing their ground, more than standing their ground. Their defence of their country has been, bullish is like an understatement. Let's just turn off this heater. Okay, the Two of Cups in the past, the unity that the world showed to them. In the sky, we get the Page of Swords. Wow, that's a pretty powerful image. I'll go with the designer of this card, who is Deanna Bark. That's Ukraine. That's what's crowning this reading. The Page of Swords. It's literally, I'll let the image speak for itself. Immediate future, the Queen of Swords, by Italia Rutolo. Wow, okay, so fierce warriors, absolutely fierce, logic and battle plans. Really, their acumen and their strategy on this counter-offensive is responsible for them. They've crossed the Dnipro River now, which was remember the rivers? Well, they've already crossed that in certain places. It looks like they'll take the Zaporizhia Oblast, if that's what it's called. And we get the Five of Cups, a lot of death. They're marking their fallen defenders of Ukraine. I think it's yesterday or today, or it's going on this week. There's just so much death and destruction. I know who should... No, I won't say that. I was going to say I know who should be dismembered. Anyway, Putin will get his karma without me wishing it for him. Seven of Pentacles, Plan B. They have been very flexible in the way they've responded to conditions in relation to the counteroffensive. Hopes and fears, like the Hierophant card, I've always said they have right on their side. This is a spiritual battle as well. Now we have the outcome is Three of Cups, celebrations, yes. Circles of support, they will win because of the entirety of support. Not just from the US, but from Europe, from the UK, from Canada, from Australia, from countless other countries. The Scandinavian countries, the Baltic countries, the European. Look, they win because of us, and they win because of them. Look what made their win possible. Oh my God. It's a yes. The Hope card by Meredith Dillman. Isn't that beautiful? Moving steadily toward the star. We get the Two of Swords, crossroads. There will come a time when a decision has to be made. It's a big decision, and we've got the Four of Swords. That's wounded in battle, the loss of life, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is also saying that the skill, the training of the pilots also ultimately is a game changer in those F-16s. It allows them to defend their skies, and we get the Four of Cups. Many disappointments along the way for Ukraine. What's at the base of the pack? So while we can say, yes, they're going to win, absolutely they're going to win. It's something that should never have happened. And it only happened through one person's greed and insanity. Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, they got what they wanted. They got their support. And look, those soldiers return home triumphant. Oh gosh, the past. Someone trying to steal what was theirs in the past. So much loss. Mediation, that's like a and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, okay, so this is sort of like their story, the background to the story. And we can finally get the Devil. But they answered the Devil with might. And they did that through our help, the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see if I can read this. May the wings of the butterfly kiss the sun and find your shoulder to light on, to bring you luck, happiness and riches today, tomorrow and beyond. The Ace of Pentacles. It'll be a victory we can all share. We get the Wheel of Fortune. Without a doubt, they can win this. Without a doubt. I'm not even going to look at when. They were such strong cards. I think I'm just going to leave it there and finish on a high. Beautiful cards for Ukraine. Beautiful energy there. Beautiful. And so much sacrifice, needless sacrifice. Okay. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll release the tarot scopes for September tomorrow. Bye for now.